Hello everybody and welcome back to another My Porch Prints video. This is Kyra and today I'm going to be taking you through our top 25 Christmas craft supplies wish list. So these are just a bunch of different craft supplies that we use really often in our videos and on our channel. So hopefully you can get some ideas for your own Christmas wish list, some last minute gift ideas for yourself this holiday season, and then you'll be better supplied to craft along with us. So starting off here, we have the micro hole punch. This is something we use a lot for like little tags or creating holes for brads to help secure things like these little book plates here. So these book plates also come in a variety of colors and shapes, and you can use them again on things like your tags or the covers of your books to sort of highlight certain areas and just make things a little more decorative. And along with this, we also have some wax and some wax stamps. And these are really pretty for things like envelopes or, if you want to secure like a little ephemera piece onto a page, a wax seal can be a really pretty way to do that. So again, we've got these linked as well. And all of this will be down in the description box in a single link where we've created a Christmas wish list for Amazon. So you should be able to find all of this stuff right down there, super easy. All right, something else you might like would be this craft mat. It's a craft mat that doesn't cut, so you can cut out things like using X-Acto knives and it won't ruin your table. Another thing we use a lot of are these little tiny brads here, and I use these for my brad binding technique. So if you've seen that, these are the brads that we use for that. So again, this will be down in the link below. And then next up, we have the seam binding ribbon. We use a lot of this. This is actually not in our Amazon list. This is available from My Scrap Cabin on Etsy. So we will put that link down below as well, so you can go check out that shop and get lots of this pretty seam binding ribbon. Okay, and along with that ribbon, obviously I always like to have a little bit of neutral like trim. So this has a bunch of different options just in one giant package. So that's a really nice thing to get if you like adding trim to like the edges of your journal. And then we also have this paper cutter, which is really handy if you have a printer like ours that doesn't print borderless. This will save you a lot of time. And then next up, we've got some paper clips and some bulldog clips. The bulldog clips are something I highly recommend. I always find uses for them in every project I do. They seem really simple, but you can use them to decorate your journal, but also they're just helpful for holding things in place while you're working. If you watched my recent video where I made a Christmas sweater junk journal, I used these to help hold my covers together while the glue was drying. So I definitely recommend picking up some bulldog clips and paper clips for your crafting. And along with hardware, we have these little bulb pins. If you've watched the channel, you know that I use these all the time. They're really handy for hanging things like charms and dangles throughout your journal. And I've also used them to create like pocket closures before, so that's kind of fun. You can think of a lot of creative ways to use these little hardware pieces. And then we have these circle punches, which come in a 1 inch and a 1.5 inch. There's probably more sizes, but these are the two that we use the most frequently. And these are good, for punching out shapes for cabochons or also for making like half circles in pockets like this. Just adds a little bit more decoration. And you can even use these half circle pieces to create page tabs. So there's a little bit of variety with these things. And next up we have mounting tape, also sometimes known as puff tape. And this is just a really easy way to add a little bit of dimension to some of your ephemera pieces or fussy cuts throughout your journal or on your tags or maybe even your cover. It's just a handy way to add just a little bit of pop and a little bit of interest to make simple pieces look just a little bit more detailed. So that's definitely something I would recommend picking up as well. And if you're somebody who's more of a hasty crafter like I am, you might like this red Easy Runner tape, which is just, a simple way to add a little bit of adhesive to your pieces without having the sticky mess of glue or having to wait for things to dry. You just run it along the edge of your piece and then stick it down like you would any tape, and that will secure all of your pieces to the page. And then something else I use a lot is this little Tim Holtz edge distressor. You just run it along the edge of your paper and it creates this sort of messy, sort of distressed edge, gives it a little bit of texture. This is really handy when adding pages to a journal. And then I also use this corner rounding punch, which just saves a lot of time and makes things all look nice and even. It comes with different sizes built into it, so small, medium, and large. So you just choose which one you want to use, and then you can just easily clip off the corners of whatever pieces you're using, again, just to make them look a little bit more finished and decorative, and you don't have to worry so much about trying to get things perfectly straight with scissors. Now, if you do like using glue in your projects, I would highly recommend this FABRI TAC glue. It is non-water based, so it doesn't wrinkle papers, which was a huge issue I was having when I first started crafting. It also works really well for metal, plastic, fabric, pretty much everything. So highly, highly recommend. Something else you'll see us use a lot on this channel is the Tim Holtz Distress ink, specifically the vintage photo color is the one we use a lot. And it has this little stamper which comes with a little sponge, and I recommend getting the brand of sponge that it's supposed to have with it. Otherwise, I've noticed using like cheap sponges from the dollar store, there's like a chemical mix-up that changes the color and makes it go kind of green. So I really recommend getting this sponge in particular with these ink pads. And they just add a little bit of distress and antiquing to your ephemera. And then we've also got these edge punches. I don't use these as often just because they do take a little bit of time, but when I do use them, I feel like they really make a difference on my pages. And you can just take them and punch the edges of your paper, and it gives it like a cute decorative sort of edge, and they come with a variety of patterns that you can choose from. Next up, something I would highly, highly recommend are picking up these 8.5 by 5.5 inch pieces of chipboard. They're nice and sturdy, and we use them pretty much for every single journal we make to make our covers. You've definitely seen me use these a lot if you're subscribed to the channel. So we do have these linked down below, and I think if you want to follow along and make journals with me, I would definitely recommend picking these up. They already come pre-cut, so you don't have to worry about that, and they're just so, so handy. All right, obviously we've got the essentials, including things like scissors here. We've got paper scissors, fabric scissors, and fussy cutting scissors. So you can kind of choose which one you want to use depending on your needs. The fabric scissors make your cuts nice and clean. The fussy cutting scissors allow you to really get in there with the fine details and get into those small kind of nooks and crannies if you're cutting your fussy cuts out by hand. And then of course you've got your sort of standard craft scissors, your paper scissors. The ones we have linked are a different color than the ones I'm showing here because they no longer have this color in stock as of right now. But these are nice and cheap scissors that have a nice smooth mechanical movement to them. So these are the ones we recommend. And then if you struggle to get nice clean folds, a scoreboard might be a handy tool for you to use. We did mark ours with a Sharpie to help us see the lines better, but it's just a really simple way to get perfectly clean folds, especially if you're doing some of our other more complex projects we have in the shop, like some of the boxes we have you can make. This is a very handy tool for that. And then another essential item for binding your journals would be this book binding kit. It comes with waxed thread, a variety of needles, and awl. These are all really handy when binding a journal, especially if you're going to be doing some kind of sewing like a pamphlet stitch or something like that. And it does come with a bone folder, but we have our own that we like to use. It's not made of real bone, it's just made out of plastic. But again, this is one of those tools that can help you get really clean creases or make some of your items like lay a little bit flatter, which is really nice and handy to have. And then another one of my personal favorite pieces of craft supplies that we have is this edge trimmer here, this paper cutter that makes these nice clean lines when cutting any ephemera or pages that you might have down. I really struggle to cut straight lines, so this kind of takes out the process of having to think too hard or make measurements and draw lines. I can just put it straight down onto this trimmer and cut. It's even got these little sort of measurements built into it, so you can make sure that your measurements are always perfect when cutting. And we always get questions about our printer. We use the Epson EcoTank 2720, which we use a lot. It has like built-in ink tanks, which save us a lot of money since we print so much. And then we also have our Cricut Explore Air 2, which we use a lot for fussy cutting when we don't have time to cut everything out by hand. So this is another kind of fancier item that you might add to your Christmas list. All right, so that is going to conclude our top 25 picks for a Christmas crafting wish list. I hope that you got some ideas for some new craft supplies to pick up this holiday season, and I will see you in the next tutorial. Bye!